Well, hello everybody. Happy Foxy Friday. Well, one of the things that I love about my wife is that ever since she's found out that I was a crossdresser, she's approached it very intellectually, I guess you would say. Together we went and started looking up what it meant to be a crossdresser versus transgender, transsexual, what all those different things mean. Well, she's continued to try to increase her knowledge base. And about a year ago or so, she had this book, a digital copy of this book called Becoming Nicole. It's about this girl, this trans woman called Nicole Maines, and about her life. Well, she was only like 21 at the time. She's a really interesting case because she's an identical twin, and her brother is not transgender. But you may have heard of her. She's actually an actress. Well, anyway, we were listening to this book on tape or digital copy or whatever, and pausing it and discussing the different things that are pointed out in the book. It's actually done really well. There's a lot of research and stuff to kind of fill in because she's only 21. There's only so much biography. But there's a lot of research and statistics and, medical point of view and everything. So it's super interesting, even if you don't care about her life. Well, as we were listening to this on this road trip, we would stop and pause and she would ask me questions like, did you ever feel this way? Did you ever experience this? And whatnot. And we would have these wonderful conversations. There were a couple things that my wife and I discussed that were kind of brought about because of this book that made me think maybe I'm not just a plain old crossdresser, but I guess, like I've said before, there's no such thing as normal or plain. Everybody's a little bit different, a little mixture of different qualities. But there were two things that I thought about because of this book that I hadn't really thought about for a long time. And one was that you see, I was the third child. I had two older sisters. And pretty early on, I knew that I really enjoyed the things that my sisters enjoyed. I enjoyed playing on the girls' side of the playground. I enjoyed when my mom would paint nails. I would always ask her to paint mine too. But I quickly learned that that's not acceptable. And I remember being little, and I don't remember how old, and kind of imagining in my mind, trying to figure out why I was like this, and wondering or imagining that maybe when I was born, my parents didn't want a third girl, so they had the doctors quickly change me. And I remember looking at my male parts and trying to find evidence of a surgery or something. Well, even at that time, I knew it was completely ridiculous that that was the possibility. But just the fact that that thought had occurred to me, I think is kind of interesting. The other thing was later in my life. I remember probably early teens, tween age, on New Year's Eve, and that's why I'm kind of telling you about this today. I remember every New Year's Eve, when I was about that age, of course you're too young to go to New Year's Eve parties and whatnot, but I remember that I would make sure I went to bed in a nightgown, that I had gotten out of the laundry, and the girlier the better. And I thought, well, maybe magically on New Year's Eve, on New Year's Day, I would wake up and I would be female. Or at very least, I was starting off the year right. Of course, even then, I knew that that wasn't true. But again, I think it kind of speaks to having those thoughts, kind of say that I maybe not am just plain cross-dresser. Maybe there's a teeny bit of transgender in there, depending on what your definition of transgender is. But anyway, everyone's a little bit different. Everybody's got their own story. Obviously, I'm not transsexual. Okay, well, maybe it's not obvious. But really, if you didn't watch the videos and you knew me in real life, you would think I'm just a regular guy. I do spend most of my life in male mode and enjoy it, and enjoy being a husband and father, so I'm not mostly transgender, maybe just a teeny bit. But anyway, I don't know what my point of this video was, other than check out this book. It's pretty cool, and has some really good information. And have a great weekend, and Happy New Year.